the reason that the construction industry is doing it incredibly tough is because interest rates skyrocketed under the previous administration, just as my colleague just alluded to. The previous government spent $66 billion, created high inflation, and as a result created high interest rates. The construction industry is required to go out and actually borrow money at higher interest rates. That makes it difficult to do projects, and that's the reason the construction industry has been doing it tough. But of course we are building things and getting things done in this government, and that will help construction. We've got an infrastructure pipeline now of $207 billion. I think we have $125 billion of projects under construction. We have announced another $6 billion of infrastructure projects to be built or commenced before Christmas. And I just say the track record on this side of the House is we don't have phantom projects like Three Waters at $1.2 billion. We don't have $300 million Auckland light rail projects. And we don't have harbour crossings that never come to fruition.
Question.
Just wait till the House and his own members calm themselves down.
So, will the $6 billion of projects that he claims are going to be starting before Christmas result in government spending on infrastructure in 2026 being more or less than it was in 2023?
Well, the way I can answer the member is by saying our pipeline has continued to strengthen through the course of this government. We now have $207 billion worth of infrastructure. I would highlight to the member that a number of those projects that we are getting going on before Christmas were actually either cancelled by the previous administration. I think about the projects that are happening at Auckland Middlemore Hospital, cladding projects, recladding projects announced in 2018, and this is the government's going to get on and do it. The pipeline of infrastructure projects has been increasing under this government. It's at $207 billion. We've got $125 billion under construction now. And you heard us announce that we want to get $6 billion worth of infrastructure projects up and running before Christmas.
Supplementary.
The Honourable David Semmel.
Is the government's goal to spend more money as an end in itself, or to build the infrastructure New Zealanders need more efficiently by replicating, reducing costs where necessary and getting the job done?
Well, I think that member raises a very good point, because the thing I would like to highlight to the House is that the Minister of Education has done an exceptionally good job, because when we came to government, only 20% of classrooms were standardised. They were running at a $1.2 billion cost per classroom. Today, this year, it's running at closer to 70% standardised and about $620,000. And of course, that means we've had a 30% increase in classrooms going out into the education sector, with the same amount of money essentially being spent. This is a government that understands management, it understands how to run an economy, it understands how to get things done. We don't just crash an economy, don't deliver, and then have no plan.
The Right Honourable Chris Hipkins.
So will the government be spending more on infrastructure in 2026 or less than it did in 2023?
As I've said in my earlier answer, I can encourage the member to, that we have strengthened our infrastructure pipeline to now sit at $207 billion. We have $125 billion under construction, $6 billion before Christmas. And I just say to that member, I'd really love his support on supporting the construction industry, because I think it would be very important for him to reverse his decision on fast track so that we can actually get more projects up and running in a way like the $200 million at the Auckland Wharf. That's going to create more jobs and more opportunity for New Zealanders. So why don't you come on board and support us?
Will he admit that putting existing transport projects on hold straight after the election has had a chilling effect on the sector, increasing uncertainty and stopping work?
No, what I would say is that when the previous government cancelled Ataki to Levin in 2018, re-announced it in 2020, and then did nothing, we're actually building it. When you cancelled Melling in 2018 and re-announced it in 2020, we're now getting it going. When it was announced by the previous government, recladding Middlemore is very important in 2018, did nothing for 6 years, we're doing it. When you spend $1.2 billion looking at Three Waters and don't do anything, that's not good enough. We're getting things built.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Right Honourable Chris Hipkins.
Is the former chief executive of construction firm Naylor Love wrong when he says that further stimulus is needed from the government, quote, otherwise we're going to see continuing downturn in the construction industry, more people losing jobs and more misery?
Well, I just say to the member again is that in my conversations with people in the construction sector, they're very conscious that poor economic management from the previous administration created high interest rates, and interest rates are critical for developments to happen. This is a government that has got $6 billion worth of infrastructure happening and commencing before Christmas. That's a good thing.
Supplementary.
Honourable Chris Bishop.
Can the Prime Minister confirm that cancelling projects due to start in the 2030s may have resulted in a few people working on business cases losing their jobs, but has not meant anyone who actually works with a spade and builds things out of work?
That is correct, but I'd also say to the member that the thing that will help the construction industry tremendously will be lower interest rates, and that's what this government has delivered. We have not delivered 12 interest rate increases as the previous administration done. We have delivered interest rate cuts, and that will encourage our construction industry to be able to get going and to borrow money to get projects built.